Hey beer folks, welcome to Fourpure at 4. It's John here, head brewer at Fourpure Brewing Company. Time for another episode of Fourpure at 4. So it's been incredibly busy, but life goes on, and one of the things that we do here pretty much every single day is sensory analysis of all of our beers. So I'm going to introduce you guys to my beloved and dear colleague Jethro, who's going to talk to you guys about the Fourpure sensory program and all the great things that it does for us and why it makes our beer taste better. So without further ado, here's the intro.
Hey, I'm Jethro. I am Fourpure's sexy. I look after our sensory program on site here, which is part of the quality team, part of looking after the beer properly. About a year ago, we trained up 30 members of our staff, from sales ops on the phone to a couple of delivery drivers to most of the brewers, sales team, everybody really, or a range of people. 37 different flavours, profiles, defects, etc. that could be happening in your beer, mainly for your nose, but for your taste and whatnot. So they should know what's going on in beers. One of the things I found most interesting about it is it's mainly due to your memory. Smell is one of your first senses, and for example, like a caveman, you smell a fire, to get out of there. Or you smell something that's going to make you feel sick, you're going to be sick and not eat it. But it's very reactionary to your memory. For example, if you can remember you went to India and you had some amazing Indian food, and whenever you smell Indian food, you're taken back to it, etc. So we can do that with flavours. We can give you this flavour, and then the moment you smell it, you get it, and then you can report it. So that's kind of the basis of it. So we trained up these people, and now they're used at the moment 3 times a week, but we're looking to move on to 5 times a week. We give them beers from various points in a beer's life, if you will. From in an FV, so it's mid-process. From a VBT, so it's ready to pack. From packaged products, beers that are at the end of their shelf life, to see what happens with them after 6 months, 3 months, whatever. Sometimes we have customer complaints, rarely. Product trials, things like that. It's great to bring them in and test them daily and see what happens and see how the beers progress. It's really useful for John and the brewers and whatnot, because they can check it every day. So I send them reports the moment we're done in the morning, and they can see if there's a problem straight away from what people have said. It's also really good to look back in time and see trends in things. How is Juicebox doing over the last 3 months? If it's getting steadily worse, then we know we've got a problem. If it's staying the same, that's probably good. If it's getting better, even better. But that's what we're looking for. So it's good for all these things. It's good if a customer has an issue, then the sales guys have been trained up so they can go straight in and fix it, or they can send back a keg to us and we can have a little look at it, work out the problem if there is one. And obviously it's blind tasting, so it's kind of all done independently. I personally think it's really important, and this sounds a little bit evangelical, but I think kind of the way the craft beer industry moves on and moves forward is it has to be concentrated on quality as well. We're all making the best flavours we possibly can, and we're making new and unusual beer styles, and we hope to maintain, and we will maintain, continuing to do that. But it's about making it the best quality and the most consistently high quality beers every single time. So the sensory program is just a small part of adding in to the quality program across the board. Okay, so we have our lab guy, Julio's bloody legend, and he'll be testing beers in various different ways all the way through, and this is just complementary and it adds into that. And it's about flagging up problems if there are any, and just making sure things are the best they can be every single time. We're saying craft beer is about being progressive and thinking outside the box, then this is fully part of it, I think, as well. So the guys who trained us, a company called Cara, they're based out somewhere in the deepest, darkest southwest of London, Kingston, I think. They are experts in sensory analysis. So they don't just do beer, they do things like water as well, and water companies use them. They use people's noses. Your nose is an incredible tool. And they've trained craft brewers in the States that are kind of much bigger and more established than us. They've done some huge macro breweries out in Asia and things that are obviously very concerned about quality, and we're one of their first steps into the craft beer market in Britain. They trained us up, they're absolutely amazing. The guy that trained us, a guy called Amay, who I now count as a pretty good friend, I'm a big fan. He doesn't work there anymore though, he's moved over to a brewery called Vault in Philadelphia. But he's a great guy, but they've got, the whole staff's cool, but they're really great at helping us out. It's a bit of a partnership as well as just the initial process.
All right, hope you guys found that interesting. Sensory is really crucial, really critical and important for everything that we do here. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to just get in touch with us. Obviously, we want you guys to subscribe, to share, and to submit any questions that you might have. Tune in next week for another episode of Fourpure at 4. Thanks, guys. Spin around, make it feel like it's the future. Okay, I'll sit a little bit lower so that it also looks like it's later. Okay, ready?